The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Welcome to this week's edition of Gloves Are Off. I'm Moses Woldu. We got a jam-packed show for you, of course. Wes Welker is now moving to Denver, much to the dismay of Tom Brady. And GM Bob Murray heads up, the Anaheim Ducks general manager. I'm waiting by my phone for my 8-year deal, just like you gave Corey Perry for $69 million. So remember to call me. Speaking
You're
of
going
which,
to be waiting some time.
it will be a long time. One man we don't really pay much except in,
thanks.
well, thanks, and of course, baked goods.
Yeah,
Greg Buchanan.
There we go. I always go for the baked goods.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
also wanted to let you know you were a GM of the
Still am.
Lloydminster
I
Bandits.
hope I am.
That's always a good
General
thing.
manager of Lloydminster Bandits, yes.
And I know you're coming up with possibly a New Jersey in the mix.
You guys, we're looking at a few options going into next season. So, yeah, a lot of things in the works and getting ready for Chucks, too, with the CPCA in a couple of months' time.
Absolutely. And Nahreman, Issa, of course, our main news anchor. Plus, you're also going to be doing a bit of sports for us, too, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I officially started last night, so I'm now the new late night sports girl. So if you missed last night's show, you can always catch it tonight. Just a little selling off my cast for tonight.
Plus, all the coffee you'll be drinking just to stay up, that's for sure. But,
Not a coffee drinker.
Really?
No, this
All
is
right.
a natural. This is natural.
All right. Well, you know what's also, let's go on to the topics here with the Edmonton Oilers. First and foremost, 4 points out of last, but 2 points behind 8, currently held by San Jose. Are they at the right position right now? Just on the cusp of making the playoffs, but not there just yet.
Oh, my favorite topic, Edmonton Oilers. No, something like this is kind of what we expected. I know in the beginning of the season, I was like, oh, shortened season, this is going to be great for the young guys. You know, they played in Oklahoma, they have that practice, but it's not going to happen. This is true typical Oilers hockey, I believe, is fighting a month or 2 months before the playoffs for that playoff position. And as long as we're still in the fight, mind you, 4 points from dead last, kind of goes either way, but this is pretty much where we kind of expected them to be.
You know, there was a lot of talk about this club prior to the season starting. They thought that they were going to be a team that would be contending probably for more than just a playoff spot. And right now, I don't know if they're completely satisfied where they are, but at the same time, they have a lot of forwards are all the same. They're skilled, they're small, they don't like going to the middle, they don't like paying the price. So at times when you want to play pond hockey, the Oilers will kill you. In a shortened season like this, you can be in one day, out the next. So it's a matter of what you're going to do over the next number of weeks. And they definitely, you know, after being on the road forever, they're back home and they have to make some hay and get some wins under their belt.
Yeah, you still have a trade deadline, so they might get another grizzled veteran. Look what they did with Mike Brown, how well he's played, especially being aggressive. But talk about a team that's really surprised a lot is the Winnipeg Jets. Of course, they struggled earlier in the season. They've been on a surge of late. Andre Pavlik has been fantastic. Evander Kane has been lighting it up of late with his line with Olli Jokinen. And you look at what they're doing right now. They sit atop of the Southeast Division. Mind you, it's a weak division, but are you still impressed by where the Jets are in their performance?
You know, what they've been doing, too, is the Jets are always known for being a great home team. They've had actually struggles winning at home over the last few weeks, finally starting to put some wins together at home. And more than anything, they look impressive on the road. They're a team that's really come together. Kane has had a heck of a year. You know, he's had some little off-ice issues, but on ice he's been fantastic. And yeah, it's a weak division. Carolina loses their number one goalie for how long? But you like their chance of probably winning that division.
They're clicking, that's for sure. And like you said, it would be great to see Winnipeg, especially the fact that they are playing the travel that they have to endure being in the Southeast Division. But Carolina's there, and they could catch them. It's not like they've got a pretty big lead, but good for them for the whole division lead, because if not, they'd be struggling for like an 8th spot. So I'm all for it. I like Winnipeg, so hopefully they can keep it up. But they're also lucky too. Washington just totally tanked this
Tampa
year.
and
This
Florida
is,
at the
yeah.
bottom.
It's a weak
of the
division.
Worst
They-
division in hockey, let's be
It's
honest.
the Norris division of today. So
And that's a sad thing
Yeah.
for Tampa and Florida as they realign for next season. But let's talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs, a team that's struggled of late, but has been impressive nonetheless. Still in a playoff spot. Jake Gardiner, a defenseman that they've highly touted. He's not on their active roster. Of course, he's been injured now with the Marlies, playing very impressive within 45 games. But his agent decided to tweet "Free Jake Gardiner" and a nice little hashtag. Has that? You don't want to say the Leafs are petty, but with Jake Gardiner's situation, he's been playing fantastic. He should be in their top 6 for sure. But has his agent played a factor in the coach's mind, general manager's mind, to say, you know what, we're going to keep him there for a little while in the AHL?
You see it in minor hockey. Unfortunately, the agents in minor hockey are mom and dad. And you're sitting in the National Hockey League. I know what, and he's probably sitting back wondering, would you just shut up and let me play? So it's put him in a real bad spot, and you can see he's trying to wipe a little egg off his face with the interviews with the media.
I just think something like that, regardless of whether he knew his agent was going to do it or not, they could easily be like, hey, we have the power. If they dislike the agent, they could easily be doing that. But you don't want to sabotage your team because of your little petty indifference with an agent, right? But I think this might be a situation where, well, it's not like they're going crazy on this tear right now that they don't want to break up team chemistry. But I read that
they have
he
been
has
struggling
to
too.
play, if he plays like former Leaf games or something like that, he has to clear waivers if he does go back down to the Marlies, and of course they don't want to lose him like that. Mind you, though, this is Toronto. Like, they haven't really made the greatest decisions, trying to, coming off Brian Burke. That's my little jab at Toronto, but maybe they're just angry. But why would you? But technically, we did see that too, even in Edmonton with the whole Sheldon Surrey. And no matter, he was ready to play.
You can't compare Sheldon Surrey to Gardiner.
But he was
Gardiner,
ready to play.
Is a better defenseman. Yeah. 2, the team is struggling right now with the Leafs, so why not bring a guy like Gardiner? And he's playing above and beyond in the AHL with the Marlies. There's no reason why he shouldn't be in the NHL.
I know that, though, but it could also be if you hold a grudge, right? They did not want Sheldon Surrey, even though we needed help on the blue line. They didn't care. He was not coming up. That they made that decision, and nothing would change it. And who knows? Maybe that's with the Leafs. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they're like, he could be their savior. Maybe they just have it ingrained in their head that they don't care.
Or maybe they're just stubborn as
well. There's certain agents that do not get along with certain general managers. And I have a couple of players that I know in the National Hockey League that say that some agents refuse to talk to certain general managers. And this is probably the case in Toronto, where his agent likely does not get along with the Toronto Maple Leafs brass. If he did before, they're probably not getting along right now.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have more coming up, including Corey Perry's new deal.